offering my humble salutations to beloved Saima during this Navaratri festival and thanking Swami for this wonderful opportunity to be able to say a few words. Yes, Prasanthi Vidwan Mahasabha, it is a beautiful confluence. On the one side, you have the Prasanthi Vidwan Mahasabha, and the other side, you have the compassion of the mother. I always feel for the mother, the lisping of her child is more scholarly than the whatever intellectual output of the scholars. She feels more thrilled listening to the lisping of her children. I can only think of myself in that role because very great scholars used to speak in Swami's presence. And I myself remember my first speech in one of the evenings in Dasara in the Purnachandra Auditorium. This was in 1974. And Professor V.K. Gokak had selected 6 of us to speak. And he had trained us. He called this as the Prashanti group, and he asked us to prepare our speeches and then corrected some grammar and this and that. And he told Swami that, Swami, these boys are ready to speak. And so every day somebody would be selected and asked to speak. And it was the Navami day, and I was sitting in the audience and I was telling a classmate of mine, I said, hey, I don't know when I will get my chance to speak. I was in the first PU. And this boy, typical courageous fellow, he said, why don't you go up the stage and ask Professor Gokak? And I don't know what got over me. I had the guts to walk up to Purnachandra Auditorium stage and go behind the stage. There, Professor Gokak and Professor Bhagawantam were there. I asked Professor Gokak, sir, when is my turn to speak? And he said, just ask Professor Bhagawantam. He's going to make some announcement, he said. So I just went to Professor Bhagawantam and asked the same question. And he said, don't disturb me now. I'm busy, he said. He went through the screen and then came back and asked, what is your name? He said. I said, sir, my name is Ravi Kumar. Are you from the first PU? He asked. Yes, sir. I'm just going to announce your name, he said. You can imagine what a speech I would have given. He announced my name. I went and stood there in front of the entire audience. And for the next few minutes, not a single word would come. And whatever I said, I mumbled something. And when I finished, there was tremendous applause, more out of relief than appreciation. I remember everyone felt so thrilled I had finally finished. And then there was a Pandit who came and spoke. And halfway through his speech, Swami came. And when the Pandit finished his speech, Swami told Dr. Bhagawantam, announce Ravi's name. He said, Swami has already spoken. And there itself, Swami scolded him and said, how did you ask him to speak in my absence? And so that was my first disastrous speech in the Prasanthi Vidwan Mahasabha in Purnachandra Auditorium. And then comes the period when Swami decided, I think that day Swami must have had pity on me and decided that he should train me as a speaker. And so from then on, Swami insisted that I should speak in Brindavan and smaller gatherings and known faces. And Swami would call me, Swami would make me stand, the pose, and he would tell me, see, your voice modulation should be there, you should speak like this, you should speak like that. And he would be very careful about the choice of words. He would correct me at every point. He would stop me at some points and say, you have to put this in a different way, like that. Okay. So Swami trained me like that. And I got my first break after that only in 1986. Of course, I spoke in, Swami had taken me to Kodaikanal just before that. And an intense course. Every day Swami would make Gopi Chand and myself speak. And so when we came back, we had this in 1986, I spoke. And that speech also came about in a very strange way, I should say, because uh, exactly 1 month before the day I was to speak, I was walking back from the mandir to the hostel, and I was a little down because my research results were not uh, coming the way I expected. My experimental results were not working out the way I thought they would. And suddenly it was like they say, the audio crackle to life, like that. I could hear Swami telling, the problem is that you don't have confidence. I was stunned because it was Swami's voice. And Swami said, okay, what is today's date? I said, Swami, it's 12th September. Okay, what's the time? Swami, it's 6 p.m. Swami said, I want you to get confidence. I'll make you speak. Okay, next month, on this day at this time, you will be speaking in front of me in Purnachanda Auditorium on your experiences. So this is what Swami said, and I felt Swami's presence so much. I was walking back. I had gone to the ground. I was going around the ground on my way back to the hostel. A few days later, the vice chancellor came to me and took me aside and said, Swami has selected you to speak in the Dasara celebrations this year. And actually, I was very excited, but I didn't show it. So he said, are you not excited? He said, I'm very excited, sir. But how could I tell him that I already knew? And then he asked, Mr. Saraf asked Swami to call all of us who were to speak and to listen to our speeches, or at least our topics. And so Swami called us for an interview. And as he was asking everyone, what is your topic? What is the topic on which you're going to speak? What is the topic? When he came to me, he skipped me and he asked everyone, and he made some suggestions. He said, no, don't speak about such abstract concepts which you have not experienced yourself. Things like that, he said. And by the time the bhajan started, so Swami got up and said, okay, do namaskar and all of you go. And as I was doing namaskar, I said, Swami, you didn't tell me the topic. Swami said, I already told you, experiences with Swami. So I was very happy. I came out. And then the vice chancellor asked each one of us, what are you going to speak? When I said experiences with Swami, he said, no, that is not a topic you should speak about. Anyway, all of you write your topics and give, and I'll get it cleared by Swami. So he got the list of topics, and mine was the last. And he told me when he came back, he said, the moment I told your name, Swami told the topic. So it is cleared, he said. And so every day morning, Swami would send word to two boys to speak that evening. And the beautiful thing was, the next day when the yajnam is going on in the morning, Swami would call us into the Purnachanda Auditorium green room, and he would sit with us and discuss about the previous day's speech. What was very nice about that speech, and what are the points which could be improved. So it would be a beautiful feedback session kind of a thing. And Swami would tell us, see, this is the way you should put it, that is the way you should put it, and so on and so forth. And then the Navami day also, speeches got over. They had already announced who is going to speak. And then suddenly I realized that on Vijayadashami, there is no evening program, because everything gets over in the afternoon. Purnahuti is there, and then Swami used to sprinkle that water from that holy kumbham. And in the evening, by evening, everyone used to leave for their homes. But I was very sure, because Swami had said that I would speak. And so my neighbor, other brother, Gopichand, he said, it looks like Ravi Kumar, this year we won't be speaking. I said, no, I'm somehow confident that we'll be speaking. And they announced that in the next day, Purnahuti is there and all that. No public function was announced for the evening. And then the Purnahuti got over. After the Purnahuti is over, the Pandits go to Chitravati river to get Chitavati water. And as they all went, as was the usual case, Swami asked for the table to give his discourse. Once the table came, for some reason, Swami came and sat on the steps and said, "Do bhajan." So we did bhajan, and at the end of it, Swami got it announced that there would be a public meeting in the evening. And he sent word to both of us that we should speak that day, that evening. So there were, I remember that day, 7 speakers were there. And there was a book release. Oh. Of course, the last person whom Swami selected to speak as Professor Kasturi. Professor Kasturi had been sick for quite some time, and as Swami came to the stage, he saw him and he said, "Kasturi, emina dance aadtava." And Professor Kasturi said, "Yes, Swami." And he was one of the speakers. He was the 7th. And there was a book release. Professor Hemalata, the Anantapur College principal, she had brought out a book on Swami's Padyams, and that was to be released. So as this program was going on, Professor Kasturi spoke. Instantly, it was his last public speech. He spoke. As he was going on, Swami at one point said, "Bus." And within 2 minutes, he finished. Swami said, "Ravi." So I went, did namaskar, went and stood at the podium. And there's a clock bang opposite, the speaker in the Purnachandra auditorium, and it was showing 6 o'clock. So it was 12th October, 6 o'clock.
Oh, wow.
And I was so thrilled because I remember the topic on which I spoke also, Anoraniyan and Mahatau Mahiyan. Professor Kasturi was speaking about the Mahatau Mahiyan. He was talking about 3 moments in his life when he realized that Swami was God himself. And then I decided that I would speak on those tiny things which Swami as a mother takes care of for each one of us as students. So that was one speech. And after that, of course, Swami started giving me opportunities to speak in the Purnachandra auditorium. And practically every year, Swami would say, you speak on this topic, you speak on that topic. Or sometimes, as happened one year, when I went to do namaskar, Swami asked me, "What are you going to speak about?" So I said, "Swami, whatever you tell me, I will speak about it." Then Swami said, "Talk about your eye experience." It was the experience, of course, for those who know it, it's how I lost my eyes and how Swami gave me back my eyes. It was something very dear to me, and I always wanted to narrate this in Swami's presence. I was very thrilled. So that day I went and spoke about it. And after this was over, I remember Swami had taken accepted Aarti and gone back to his residence. Somebody wanted to see me, and that person came and he held my hand tightly, gripped my hand tightly and said, "You don't know what you've done to my life today. You don't know what you've done." I said, "I really don't know what I've done to your life today." And that was all. I forgot about it. And I met the same person about 10 or 12 years later. And he introduced himself. He said, after one Dasara speech, if you remember, somebody came and gripped your hand and spoke, told you, "You don't know what you have done to my life. It is me," he said. He said, "I had an eye accident just before that, and the doctors couldn't do much, and I had almost given up the treatment when I heard about Swami, and I came and sat down in the Kulwant hall." He said, "The moment I sat down, you started speaking about how Swami gave your eyesight back." And my friend who was sitting next to me said, "If this narration should happen now, it's meant for you." And so I went and continued the treatment, and I'm able to see now. That's what he said. He said, "So I'm very indebted to you." I said, No, I must tell you the other half of the story. The other half of the story is I did not intend to speak this that day. Swami specifically mentioned that I should speak about it, which means that Swami wanted me to speak about it and he wanted you to hear about it. And both of us have to be indebted to Swami. So, like this, we used to have very nice sessions. And I remember Swami used to tell us, when you speak there, you must have some nice quotations. Okay. There must be a little humor, but the humor should not overshadow. He used to say, have about 4 points. Okay. And when you go there, you'll be nervous. So don't look at the audience. Look just above the audience, just above the audience. And Swami said, once you start speaking, then you look at all of them. And he said, each of these 4 points you elaborate, make it into a garland and offer it to Swami. So this is what Swami said about speaking. And he also was very particular. When you give a speech, it should always you should always talk about positive things. Do not try to settle scores. Okay, the opportunity to articulate is given to you to help others also to come up in life, to encourage people, and to talk about positive things. So the Prasanthi Vidwan Mahasabha has been such a wonderful experience because Swami made you speak alongside all these great doyens. There used to be this Sistla Chandramoli Shastri. There was a time when the mic went off and people could hear him in the end of Purnachanda. He was a Hanuman Upasaka,
Oh
and
my
he used to
God.
speak about Gopika's Krishna Leela and Gopika Geetam and things like that. He used to speak so beautifully. Very, very great scholars used to speak in Swami's presence, and to be included in that list only showed that it was Navaratri special. It was the mother's blessing. She had blessed us with this opportunity to speak in front of her. So these are some things that I remember about the Prashanti Vidwan Mahasabha.
And if I'm not wrong, I think Swami always wanted that students should speak from their heart and they should not refer to any notes or any paper, isn't it?
Yes. Swami was very, very particular about it. Swami used to say, in fact, I don't remember carrying any paper because right from the beginning, Swami told me that you should not have any paper. And that is the way Swami trained us. He said, the preparation for a speech is not a preparation you make on the eve of speaking. He said, you must always keep thinking about good things. When you keep thinking about good things, when you speak, automatically it will come out. So, in fact, in Brindavan, Swami would ask me to speak every day. And as soon as one speech is over, I used to start preparing for the next. And the next would invariably be the next evening. And I could not do any preparation when the session was on because someone would be speaking and you had to be a good listener. Because at any point, Swami will ask him to stop and ask you to continue. So you had to give your complete ear to whoever was speaking before you. And this is the way Swami trained us that if you want to be a good speaker, you must be a good listener. So it used to be like this. And Swami would say, there were so many beautiful things I remember. Once Mr. Sanjay Sahani, he was then the director of Brindavan Campus, and uh, he came to speak. That afternoon, one student came and told me, Sir, I have been writing down all these points. Sir. If you get a chance to speak today, it will be your 43rd speech this summer. And I was struggling to find out what I can speak new, in Swami's presence. And as I sat near the Jula, Swami said, Sanjay, come speak. So he started with Mukam Karoti Vachalam and all that. And immediately I thought, if Swami asked me today, I must say Vachalam Karoti Mukam. He not only makes the dumb speak, but he makes those who speak dumb. That's what I thought. Immediately, Swami is sitting in the Jula. Swami turned and gave me a dazzling smile, dazzling smile. And I knew that this was the point on which, for which Swami smiled. As soon as Mr. Sanjay Sani finished, Swami said, Ravi, get up. So I got up when I was doing Namaskar, Swami is whispering in my ear, opposite ga cheppu.
Oh.
Opposite ga cheppu. So it was Vachalam Karoti Mukam. Another beautiful incident that I remember is one day Kumbh Mela was going on in the in North India. Suddenly, Swami asked me, Ravi, have you ever had bath in Triveni Sangam? I said, no, Swami, I have never had. And I sat down and somebody else was called to speak. And suddenly, I realized how I had trivialized such a wonderful opportunity. And so deep within my heart, I was praying, Swami, please give me chance to make amends. Please give me chance to make amends. And after that person's finished, Swami said, get up, he said. So when I went to speak, I said, Swami asked me this question, did you have bath at the Sangam? And I just thought of the physical Sangam, in North India, Kumbh Mela, which is happening. And I said, no, I didn't realize that every day, we sit at his feet. This is the Sangam. Did not Das Ganu experience that Ganga and Yamuna are flowing from his feet? We are sitting at the Sangam, experiencing that holy bath, that holy dip every day during Trai session. This is what I remembered. Of course, the third one I have mentioned somewhere else also. It was, Swami used to call me by various names, He would say, Ravi, get up. Or he would say, I want small boys to speak. Ravi, get up. Or you would say, hey, Chota Bhai Patel, get up. Or Ravi Shankar, get up. So many varieties. Or Junior Mahadevan, get up. Because Major General Mahadevan used to speak about a lot of his experiences. And one day, Swami said, hey, 3 mangoes, get up. So because he looked at me, I knew it was me only. And I got up and spoke. But I wondered why it was 3 mangoes. Why Swami was calling me 3 mangoes. 2, 3 other occasions, Swami called me as 3 mangoes. So one day, Swami said, do you know why I call you 3 mangoes? I said, no, Swami. He said, because if you take 3 mangoes and keep them one over the other, that will be your height. Okay. So, of course, everyone enjoyed this bit of just joke which Swami said. And many years later, in 2014, I was touring this Andhra Pradesh, Telangana region, when someone had asked me to come to a village to speak. There was a small gathering there of about 150 people. And the master of ceremonies introduced me and asked me to speak. So I went to the podium. He said, sir, first to Deepani Veliginchali. You must light the lamp. So I went to the lamp and he brought a matchbox in which it was written 3 mangoes. So it looked like Swami was calling me again to speak. Like that, innumerable small experiences Swami gives us to kind of remind us that he is always with us. And physically, we may not be able to see him. But at that moment, I really felt, as if Swami is calling me in Thai to speak. Like that.
Sometimes many speakers feel, oh, who am I to speak? Have I practiced everything before I stand in front of hundreds and thousands and talk about Swami? Have I lived up to everything before I open my mouth and tell the things that we should be doing? Has any of these thoughts ever occurred in your mind?
No, it has not occurred to me, but someone asked Swami this question in my presence. He was telling Swami, Atma Tattvam Gurinchi Cheppalante na Anubhava Led Kada Swami, something like that. Then Swami said, see, when you speak about something, okay, you think about it, okay, then the whole thing becomes a part of you, okay, it slowly percolates into your being. He said, when you speak, that is the advantage, it goes into your being. So it becomes a part of you. So you must not hesitate from speaking what is the ultimate truth, the great truth. You should not hesitate saying that I have not had experience. Take this as the beginning of that experience. That's what Swami said.
What has speaking in Swami's presence done to you, sir?
Oh, it has changed my life. In one word, it has transformed my life. Because as I told you, speaking in Swami's present meant that you have to think of Swami. And there is no greater joy than thinking of Swami, uh, particularly if you get a chance to think of him all 24 hours. Of course, when I was a teacher or as a student, there were classes to attend. I have had occasions to speak in Saptahams in the last couple of years during the holidays, and I would not have anything else to do except thinking about Swami, hearing about Swami, reading about Swami. And I can tell you that is the ultimate bliss. Speaking has indeed transformed my life. But let look at it this way. Speaking is the blessing of Ma Saraswati. You know, and when I look at it, I always feel grateful to Swami because ultimately, when I became a teacher, this became a very important tool. The ability to articulate, the chance to speak, to think about something completely, and so on. Okay. So, this is what actually took care of my wherewithal. I was paid to be a lecturer, right? And it kind of took care of my entire life. All my salary, everything came from there. That was a blessing of Mother Lakshmi. And over the years, what happened? Doing all this helped me to get to a position where Swami appointed me in this position as the warden, which means it is a matter, it is a position. Okay, a position has along with it responsibilities and power. Okay, so that is a blessing of Durga. So, Durga, in various forms, Swami blesses you. He gives you a chance to speak. He makes that a tool for you to earn a living. And he gives that to give you an administrative position, which makes you do something in his mission. In all ways, speaking has been something that I have loved to do. It has taken me around the world, and I have met Swami's devotees all over the world and enjoyed the affection and the love they have for Swami. I have seen at first hand. This is something that's a very great blessing for which I thank Swami every single day.
So, if you can share with us your memories of the culmination day of Dasara, the Vijayadashami day that you have seen of Bhagawan since the 1980s.
Yeah, I remember two distinct things which happened during Dasara. One happened on the first day of Dasara, that is when Swami used to hoist the flag, the Prasanthi flag on top of the mandir. One year, uh, Swami was about to come for hoisting the flag in the morning. In fact, Swami would give a discourse there uh, early in the morning, around 7 o'clock or something it was, and the entire place was packed. And suddenly someone came running and said, "Hey, Swami's calling Vedam boys to come upstairs." So we went upstairs and Swami was standing there. Swami said, go to that silver door. So, in the mandir, that silver door is there. And there were five of us. So, and Swami told us to chant. Okay. So we were wondering because all of us, it was such a sudden mix, we didn't know who knew what. And so someone said, "Hey, we are chanting Rudram." Okay. Of course, all of us knew only the first Anuvakam of Rudram. And when we stood in front of Swami, Swami said, start. So we started. And Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya, all that we started. But we went at breakneck speed. And we are worried because the whole matter will get over so soon, and we are trying to slow down, but the synergistic effect of our enthusiasm, I think, it kind of made it very fast. And we came to that last Namaste Astu Bhagavan Vishveshwaraya, the last part of it. When we finished the last word, Swami said, "Bus."
Oh, thank God.
And so that saved our face that day. And then Swami took us inside, I remember, and Swami served breakfast to us after this. And one of the elders told Swami, there are so many Vedic Pandits who have come, but you ask these children to chant Vedam, Swami. Swami said, yes, my children chant with a pure heart. That is very, very important for me.
Oh.
That's what Swami said. They chant with a pure heart. That is very important for me, he said. And yeah, that was one incident. The other I remember was one particular year. We were then a part of the Bangalore University, and we did not get leave for Dasara. You know, Dasara leave used to be given at some other time. Okay, so we missed the entire Dasara celebration, except the last 3 days, the Ashtami, Navami, and Dashmi. And so we had come on Ashtami day only. We were able to come. When we came here, we naturally enjoyed it. It was a very intense experience, very beautiful. On the last day, there used to be Vibuti Abhishekam, Vijayadashami day and Shivaratri, both days. And Swami was about to do Vibuti Abhishekam. Suddenly, he came to the edge of the stage and said, Ruddram Cheppepillal Randi. There were only 3 of us within earshot, and so we went up the stage and we had this glorious opportunity of witnessing Vibuti Abhishekam about 3 feet away. Yeah. When we came back, there was so much of Vibuti on us. As Vibuti Abhishekam, before the Vibuti Abhishekam, what Swami did was, Swami created a necklace, gold necklace, which had, a necklace of skulls. Mm-hmm. It was like that, like Shiva wears. Okay. And then after that, of course, Vibuti Abhishekam was there. When the Vibuti Abhishekam was happening, Kumkum was there, Haldi was there. It was very beautiful. It happened to be the 60th year of the Mahasamadhi of Shirdi Baba, 1978. So it was the Vijayadashami day. Vijayadashami day was the day of transition in that avatar. And that day, Vibuti Abhishekam, and we got a chance to chant in front of Swami.
So it was not just Vibhuti Abhishekam. You are saying sometimes even
turmeric. Yeah, we
turmeric.
saw Haldi and Kumkum also coming along with that.
So the Vibhuti Abhishekam happened Vijayadashami as well as Shivaratri.
Shivaratri, yes.
For so many days.
Yeah, it was on both these days. It was there. It used to happen in the Purnachandra auditorium those days.
And we have seen sometimes Professor Kasturi holding the pot. You have
Karunyananda. Swami Karunyananda used to hold the pot sometime. And Swami very often had to take it himself, because the energy with which that Ganges would flow, Ganges of Vibuti, was something that only Lord Shiva could hold.
And you would see that Bhagawan's robe would be fully drenched.
Yes. And Swami would have, before that water, Tirtham, Swami would have done Abhishekam to Shirdi Baba. So Swami's dress will be wet, and Swami is to be so conscious. If Vibhuti falls, he'll quickly turn and go and change and come. It'll be a wonderful sight. So these are the recollections I have of Dasara festivities over the year.
And of course, you've always had the students chanting the Vedam, and yes. I think it was always a very integral part of the university, isn't it?
Yes, it was with our batch it started. In 1974, we had a Sanskrit lecturer in Brindavan, okay? Professor Chandrasekhar, okay? He is, by Swami's grace, he's still alive, very great soul. He used to tell us, just come for 10 minutes during your lunch break, I'll teach you. And he taught us Purusha Suktam. And by the time we learned the first Anuvakam of Purusha Suktam, we told Swami, we are learning Vedam. And Swami was very, very happy. And we chanted in front of Swami one day. And there was a temple opening in Sigehalli village, which is about 2-3 kilometers, I think 2 kilometers from Brindavan. Swami was going for the temple opening. And he called us. In fact, all Brindavan boys, we ran along the road. I remember no traffic those days. When we went there were some big pundits chanting. And Swami told them, just wait. And he told us to chant. And Swami, of course, stopped us in time and told them, my children know all the Vedas.
Oh my God.
That is very sweet of Swami. Like any mother, so proud. So that is what happened. And then what happened? 1 year, a couple of us, we were there. We wanted to learn Rudram. And Kamadani Garu was there. And it was holidays were about to begin. So we asked Swami, we want to learn Rudram. In fact, Swami had told me in the dream to learn. Swami told, I've told you, learn. So Swami called us for interview. It was just about 10:45 or something, and 11 o'clock was bhajan. And when we were sitting there, Swami said, Kamadani Garu used to always look down and keep doing Pad Seva. And he'll chant something, keep on chanting. So Swami told us, hey, boys, you learn Vedam well, because in future yajnams you will have to chant, he said. We said, yes, Swami, we'll learn. Then Swami said, but Pilaka Petkovale Parvaleda, that pigtail. What is there, Swami? We will definitely, we'll have it. No, other boys may make fun of you. We said, we don't care. Only what Swami, whatever pleases Swami, we are ready to do. Then Swami said, okay. Nerchkondi, he said. Then he told Kamadani Garu, so teach these boys Vedam, okay? They will stay here and you teach them Vedam, Ruddam, okay? And then he told, I am going to Brindavan. And then we realized that, oh my God, Swami would not be here and we would be here, Swami would be in Brindavan. Then we are pleading with Swami, no, Swami, we will come to Brindavan. Swami said, no, you only wanted to learn Ruddam, so you have to learn. I have told Kamadani, now you have to learn and all that. Swami, by signal, Swami is indicating, because Kamadani Garu is doing Pad Seva, okay? At one point, Swami took pity on us and he said, I will tell him. Then Swami said, Kamadani, what is the other name by which Vedam is known? He said, Swami, Shruti. Shruti ante, Swami said. Swami, it is called Shruti because it is learnt by listening. Swami said, oh. So by listening you can learn, is it? Yes, Swami, in the olden days, that's how it was passed down from generation to generation. Very nice. So that listening means you can even listen to a tape recorder and learn, Swami asked. He said, Swami, vinikadito nerchukochu. And Swami said, okay, tape it and give it to these boys. They want to come to Brindavan with me. And so Swami got it taped and gave it to us. And we all learnt within 1 week. Ruddam. Full Ruddam.
Just by listening to the tape.
Yes. So many hours together we used to listen. Of course, Chamakam we learnt later, but Ruddam we learnt like that in 1 week.
And after that, slowly...
Every year we used to chant, we used to get the chance to chant. In the processions used to be there. Birthday time procession used to be there. Dasara time, inauguration of the college. Everywhere we used to get chances. Of course, this orange dhoti, Swami gave us in the 60th birthday. 60th birthday, Swami had given everyone clothes. He had not given some of us, okay. And I remember on the day Swami used to come in procession, Swami brought this fresh orange dhotis and gave it to us for the first time we got during Swami's 60th birthday.
So today when you sit in Cyclevanth Hall, when you sit in the Purnachanda auditorium, and as you witness the Dasara celebrations, where does your mind take you and how do you reflect on the Dasara celebrations now as you sit and as you soak in what Prasanthi is now filling everyone with?
Invariably, mind goes back to the times when Swami would be there and Swami would be giving a discourse, and you would get a chance nicely to sit there and see Swami from very close quarters. It was always such a delight. And the music programs and all those fantastic things, mind invariably goes back to that time. That beautifully lit up place. It is like the darbar of the Supreme Mother. So fantastic, to see there, and you can feel Swami's presence there even to this day.
And most of the time when you spoke also, often you would speak on the mother, isn't it?
Yes.
On Dasara.
Yes, because I always related to Swami as a mother. Having lost my own mother, somehow when it was only later on I got to know this. Swami told me this, but Swami stepped into that role for me because Swami said, one day when I was speaking, I said, that is how we came to Swami in 1968. Swami said later, 1963. And then he asked me, do you know how it's 1963? I said, no, Swami, our family physically came to Swami in 1968. Swami said, no, in 1963, throw your mind back to the day your mother passed away. It was in the month of September, 15th of September, she had passed away, and the body was kept there. And one of my cousins, he was just a couple of months older than me, came and told me, you're going to take your mother in procession. And living near a temple, temple processions were very common, and festive occasions, and with all Nadaswaram and all that. I was so excited about it. And he gave a parting shot by saying, but they will never bring her back.
How old were you?
I was 4.5 years. And so naturally, I became very uncontrollable. I started crying. And they took me across to my aunt's house, where I saw Swami's photo for the first time. And I asked my aunt, who is this mommy? She said, it's not mommy, it is Swami. She was a devotee of Swami. She said that pray to him and he will take care of you. And Swami quoted this and he said, from that moment, I'm taking care of you. And, I used to always pray to Swami as Saima, and one of the discourses, Swami said, he always keeps telling Saima, Saima, only he keeps praying to me. That's what he said. In fact, I remember there was a new student who had come. And he was sitting in the Sai Ramesh hall, and when we went inside Trai, Swami searched for him and called him and said, why were you crying in the Sai Ramesh hall? And this boy, in reply, he cried more. And then Swami told us he's crying because he remembered that his sister is alone at home. He doesn't have a mother. Okay, his sister is at home, and he was worried father may not take care of her properly. When he was there, he was taking care of her. So he remembered her and cried. And Swami said, I am there. I will take care of you as a mother. Okay. And then Swami said, ask Ravi. I have taken care of him like a mother. This is what Swami said. So I tell you, at every point, it is so beautiful. Swami would ask me, there was a time when I got a letter. It was a letter about some increment from the university. And I just saw the letter, read it, and for some reason, I just put it in my pocket and forgot about it. I went to the mandir, and Swami asked, Ravi, did you get any letter from the university? Then I took out, I said, Swami, this letter came. Then Swami announced, Mana Ravi ki promotion ochindi. Like that. So at every point, Swami takes care, it makes you feel that it is the Supreme Mother, the Supreme Mother taking care of you. There was a time when I had a low-grade fever for nearly a month. And one day, it became so bad. The fever became so bad that I could not get up from my bed. And it was time for Thai. So I just told the warden, sir, in case Swami asks, sir, please tell that I'm not able to get up from my bed. And the first thing Swami asked was, Ravi, ekkada kanpinchaledu, he asked. And the warden said, Swami is very sick. Swami said, let him take rest. Okay. And the next day, Swami left for Patti. I had been going to the general hospital to find out what this is. But the doctor there, the senior doctor was there, called me and gave me a test dose, that day. And he said, if something happens within 24 hours, come and show it to me. By the time I took some 20 steps, it had already become so big, I went and showed it to him. He said, okay, come to the hospital. I'll give you some medicine. Next day when I went, he gave me, he wrote something and told me, collect this from the pharmacy. It was a course of medicine for 6 months. And so I went to the pharmacy and there was a foreign lady there, and she said, for whom is this? I said, it's for me. And she said, oh, my poor child, why did you get TB at this age? Then I realized that it was TB. Okay. Then I just brought those medicines and put it in front of Swami's photo. I said, Swami, as long as you are there, I will not take this. You are there to take care of me. And within 2-3 days, we are coming to Prasanthi Nilayam. It was Ashadi Ekadasi. So when we came here, Swami spotted me right from the middle of the hall, and he came straight to me and asked, Arogyam etla undi? He asked. So I thought Swami is asking about that day. I said, Swami, bagundi. Swami, it is fine. No, it is not fine. He said, after the morning function, I'll call you, he said. So after the morning function, he called me along with the warden and he asked, what happened? Why are you having TB? He said, take 15 streptomycin injection. I said, Swami, it's very painful, they say. So Swami created some Vibuti and gave me. And then he was talking to me and he kept on saying, why did you get it? Is it because you're not eating properly? Is it because it's very cold there? Did you get this when you came to Kodaikanal? Next time I shouldn't take you to Kodaikanal, all that he said. I said, no, Swami, it couldn't have been that. But Swami said, see, Dr. Chari, he was I think he was a medical superintendent in the general hospital here. Swami said, I will tell Dr. Chari to examine you. He is a TB expert from Liverpool. Okay. And Swami went out to search for him. That day morning, he had some special case or something, so he had gone there. So Swami came back and told me, evening I will tell him, then you go and show yourself to him. And again, Swami created Vibuti and gave it to me. In the evening, again, Swami called for interview. Swami was so busy, I tell you, Ashadi Ekadasi, you can imagine, so many programs lined up, but Swami found time. And then Swami searched for the doctor, called him and told him to examine me. And the doctor examined me and he said, did you have an attack of TB recently? I said, yes, sir. Then he said, no, nothing is there now. It's just a little vestige is there, but this will go, nothing to worry. So no medicine is needed. Okay. So the next day morning, I was sitting in the portico and Swami came straight and he asked, what did the doctor say? And I told Swami, the doctor said all this. And Swami, the Vibuti, because of Vibuti, Swami, there's no need for this. Then I said, Swami, no streptomycin injection. Then Swami is not satisfied. He went, searched for the doctor and asked him, why did he get this and all that. And finally came back to me and he said, promise me that you will eat properly from now onwards.
Oh my God.
So, I mean, that is the mother aspect of Swami, So beautiful. Yeah, sorry, two more things come to my mind, which I had come for interview, associate professor interview. And Swami came and asked me, tomorrow your interview is there. Come, take Namaskar, he said. And after that, I took Namaskar. And after taking Namaskar, I went and sat back. And it was a Saturday. So Swami asked, Eppudu pothunnavu? I told Swami, tomorrow evening I'm going. Yeah, Swami had gone right till the end. Swami came back again and he said, hey Bangaru Repu, Sunday kada, class లేదు కదా ఇక్కడ ఉండొచ్చు కదా he asked. I said, yes, yes, Swami, I am going to be there. Swami said, no, no, you said you are going today after bhajan. So stay here and go. Yes, Swami, I want to stay here and go. It was so beautiful of Swami. Another day, it was my birthday. And just a couple of days before that, Swami asked my father, where is Ravi? I have not seen him at all. In those days, Brindavan teachers could come to Patti only with Swami's permission. And we would come for the festivals or when with Swami's permission for some meetings. So when my father said this, I said, please tell him that I want to come. My birthday is coming. I want to come. So my father told Swami that. And so Swami told, yeah, let him come. And when I came here, Swami gave such a beautiful smile and Swami said, Ippudu chao and all. And the next day, Swami blessed me, okay, put akshata and all. And exams were going on at that time. So I thought Swami would expect me to be there with the boys when the exams are going on. So I told Swami, the next day was a Sunday, but there was an exam. Okay. Then I told Swami, I'm going back. Swami said, why you have come after such a long time? Stay for one more day and go. Rep Sunday ne kada, undochu kada. And I felt so wanted. That is what Swami is. Makes you feel so wanted. And when you realize that the Supreme Mother itself is your mother. See, an ordinary mother, if she finds that you're ill, she can stand next to you, hold your hand, and talk to you lovingly. But the Supreme Mother can remove the disease also. No, it is like that. The Supreme Mother's love, Swami's love, is so beautiful, so wonderful. I don't know, I don't have any words to describe. So I have always felt that my mother, when she passed away, must have prayed to Swami to take over. And it is that blessing which continues to keep me.